the human brain. It's a marvel of nature, a complex and intricate organ that defines who we are. It's a 3-pound universe within us, a universe that holds the key to our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Every thought you've ever had, every emotion you've ever felt, every action you've ever taken, all originate from this astonishing organ. It's the seat of our consciousness, the essence of our being. The brain is the command center of your body. It orchestrates every function, from the simplest reflex to the most complex cognitive process. It receives information from the world around you through your senses. Your eyes, ears, skin, nose, and tongue are constantly sending data to your brain. It processes this information, makes decisions, and sends commands back to your body. This continuous loop of receiving, processing, and responding is what keeps us alive and functioning. Think of the brain as the most complex computer ever designed. But unlike any man-made machine, it has the ability to learn, adapt, and evolve. But instead of silicon and wires, it's made of billions of interconnected cells called neurons. These neurons are the building blocks of the brain's vast network. These neurons communicate with each other through electrical and chemical signals, forming intricate networks that give rise to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. This communication is what allows us to think, feel, and act. Understanding the brain is crucial to understanding ourselves, our place in the universe, and the very essence of what it means to be human. It's a journey into the depths of our own identity. This is our journey into the cosmos within, a voyage into the awe-inspiring landscape of the human brain. As we explore this inner universe, we uncover the mysteries of our own existence and the boundless potential of the human mind. Imagine the brain as an ancient city. At its heart lies the brainstem, the oldest and most primitive part. This is where basic life functions are controlled: breathing, heart rate, sleep-wake cycles. Above the brainstem sits the cerebellum, resembling a miniature version of the brain itself. Don't let its size fool you. The cerebellum is a master of coordination and balance. It ensures your movements are smooth and precise. Encasing these structures is the cerebrum, the largest part of the brain. Its wrinkled surface, called the cerebral cortex, is divided into 2 hemispheres. The cerebrum is the seat of higher-level thinking, language, memory, and consciousness. It's what makes us uniquely human. These 3 major parts, cerebrum, cerebellum, brainstem, work together seamlessly, orchestrating the symphony of our existence. Think of neurons as tiny messengers, tirelessly transmitting information throughout the vast network of the brain. These specialized cells are the fundamental units of our nervous system, playing a crucial role in everything we think, feel, and do. Each neuron is composed of a cell body which houses the nucleus and essential organelles. Extending from the cell body are dendrites, which act like antennae, receiving incoming signals from other neurons. The axon, a long, slender projection, transmits these signals away from the cell body to other neurons, muscles, or glands. But how do these signals travel from one neuron to another? Neurons communicate through a remarkable process known as synaptic transmission. This process is fundamental to the brain's ability to process information and respond to the environment. When an electrical signal or action potential reaches the end of an axon, it triggers the release of chemical messengers called neurotransmitters. These neurotransmitters are stored in tiny sacs called synaptic vesicles. The neurotransmitters are then released into a tiny gap between neurons called a synapse. They travel across this synaptic gap and bind to specific receptors on the dendrites of the neighboring neuron, much like a key fitting into a lock. This binding action can either excite or inhibit the receiving neuron, effectively turning it on or off, like flicking a switch. This dynamic process of excitation and inhibition is essential for the brain's ability to regulate and coordinate complex functions. The intricate interplay of excitation and inhibition across billions of neurons forms the basis of the brain's complex neural networks. These networks are responsible for the vast array of human thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, making each person's brain unique. These neuronal networks are not static, they are constantly changing and adapting. With repeated use, certain connections become stronger, while those that are not used as frequently may weaken. This process is known as synaptic plasticity. This remarkable plasticity is what allows our brains to adapt, learn, and grow throughout our lives. It is the foundation of our ability to acquire new skills, form memories, and recover from injuries. The brain's capacity for change and adaptation is truly extraordinary, enabling us to navigate and thrive in an ever-changing world. Section 4. Mapping the mind, a tour of your lobes. In this section, we will explore the fascinating landscape of the human brain, focusing on its 4 main lobes. Each lobe has unique responsibilities that contribute to our overall cognitive function and perception. Imagine the cerebrum as a vast continent divided into 4 distinct lobes, each with its own specialized functions. These lobes are like different regions, each contributing to the overall harmony and functionality of the brain. The frontal lobe, located at the front of your head, acts as the CEO of your brain. It is responsible for planning, decision-making, and personality. This lobe is crucial for higher cognitive functions such as reasoning, problem-solving, and controlling our emotions and behaviors. Behind the frontal lobe lies the parietal lobe, which processes sensory information from your body, such as touch, temperature, and pain. This lobe is essential for integrating sensory input and helps us make sense of the physical sensations we experience. It helps you understand where your body is in space and how to interact with the world around you. The parietal lobe is also involved in spatial orientation and navigation, allowing us to move through our environment with ease. Below the parietal lobe sits the temporal lobe, which plays a crucial role in hearing, language comprehension, and memory formation. This lobe is vital for processing auditory information and is key to our ability to understand and produce language. It's here that sounds are transformed into meaningful words and experiences. The temporal lobe also plays a significant role in forming and retrieving memories, making it essential for our ability to recall past events and learn new information. At the back of your head lies the occipital lobe, dedicated to processing visual information. This lobe is the primary visual processing center of the brain, responsible for interpreting everything we see. Everything you see is first processed here, from the simplest shapes to the most complex images. The occipital lobe allows us to recognize objects, perceive depth, and interpret visual cues from our environment. These 4 lobes work together seamlessly, integrating information from our senses and shaping our perception of the world. The collaboration between the lobes ensures that we can process complex information, make informed decisions, and interact with our surroundings effectively. Together, they create a cohesive and dynamic system that defines our unique human experience. Section 5. The emotional compass, limbic system, and memory. Deep within the brain lies the limbic system, a collection of structures involved in emotions, motivation, and memory. Think of it as the emotional core of the brain, driving our basic instincts and desires. One key structure in the limbic system is the hippocampus, shaped like a seahorse and crucial for forming new memories. It acts as a memory indexer, linking emotions, sensations, and facts to create lasting impressions. Another important structure is the amygdala, shaped like an almond and involved in processing emotions, particularly fear and aggression. It acts as a threat detector, triggering the fight or flight response in dangerous situations. The limbic system and memory are intricately intertwined. Emotions can enhance memory formation, making significant events more memorable. Conversely, memories can trigger emotions, transporting us back to the moment they were formed. Section 6, the adaptable brain, neuroplasticity and learning. The brain is not static, it's constantly changing in response to experiences. This remarkable ability is called neuroplasticity, the brain's capacity to rewire itself throughout life. When you learn something new, whether it's a language, a skill, or a fact, you're essentially creating new connections between neurons. The more you practice, the stronger these connections become, like a well-trodden path in a forest. Neuroplasticity isn't limited to learning new things. It also plays a role in recovering from brain injuries. When one part of the brain is damaged, other areas can compensate, taking over some of the lost functions. This adaptability is what makes the human brain so resilient and capable of lifelong learning and growth. Section 7. Brain chemistry, the balancing act of mental health. Imagine your brain as a delicate ecosystem with various chemicals called neurotransmitters constantly interacting to maintain balance. These neurotransmitters influence our mood, sleep, appetite, and overall well-being. When this balance is disrupted, it can lead to mental health conditions such as depression, anxiety, and schizophrenia. For example, low levels of serotonin, a neurotransmitter associated with happiness and well-being, are linked to depression. Fortunately, there are ways to restore this balance. Medications such as antidepressants and anti-anxiety drugs work by targeting specific neurotransmitters. Therapy, lifestyle changes, and social support can also play a significant role in improving mental health. Understanding the delicate chemistry of the brain is crucial for developing effective treatments and improving the lives of millions affected by mental health conditions.